Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk a little bit more about fighting from the bind with a sword and buckler. Now, uh, when we think of sword and buckler, a lot of times we're thinking of 133. 133 has a lot. It's basically fighting from the bind. Um, there's a lot of if we look back at Lichtenauer, okay, Lichtenauer is also a lot of fighting from the bind, okay, and there's a lot of stuff from Lichtenauer that I believe that we can pull into 133, sword and buckler fighting. So if we look at Lichtenauer and pull it in, it gives us a lot more options. So one of those options is the Duplieren. So this is our situation. We engage. Okay, basically we're trying to strike his head. Okay, that's our goal, to come in and strike directly at his head. Okay, we're slope stepping. We're moving around his blade. Okay, we're attacking in a defensive manner. He counters. Okay, he basically he moves and he strikes at the same time, so that our two swords meet. Now, this is a situation now where the two blades have met, so that they're both offline. I'm not in a situation where I can just thrust into his face. The two blades are offline. There's a couple of options that I have from here. One of them is the Duplier. The Duplier is basically you just turn the sword over and you strike. Okay, so from here I'm basically striking, so it's a cut that basically, as you turn the sword over, it's a cut that comes in left. Okay, so even though I'm on the right side, I'm making a left cut. Usually this implies that there's a little bit of pressure on our blade, that he's kind of pushing into our blade a little bit. And basically that pressure on our blade actually adds to the power. So he's kind of driving our blade into the side of his head. I picked this angle that I have you guys in because I think that's the best angle for you guys to see what's going on. Now, the nice thing about the long sword or any two-handed sword is I have the push-pull, so I'm able to basically pull this sword this way and pull the top of the handle that way, and make a little nick basically on the side of his head. This is for unarmored combat. So basically, that he's gonna feel that. Okay. So now let's take this and try to apply this to sword and buckler. Okay, so for sword and buckler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten this sword just a little bit, because presumably he'd have a slightly shorter sword. Okay, so this is the same situation here. We come in, we meet at the bind. We were intending to hit him, but he's moved in such a way that we meet here. Okay, so now it's dangerous for us to leave this bind, because basically he can strike us. So I need to have control of his sword. So the Duplier is going to allow me to basically just turn my sword over, okay, and make that same strike. Now, one of the options from here is I can also step, and get my hips into this cut. Let me do it this way so you guys can see a little bit more of that. Okay, so as I'm out here, I come in, we meet here, and with a step, okay, I can now, really add some power to that cut. You see a little chunk of wood coming out of that. There's a blunt sword, and yet I was able to nick that wood a little bit. With the two-handed sword, we're able to use that that push-pull mechanism to generate some power. Here, if we're leading with this leg over here, it can be a little bit difficult to really generate any significant power, even with a sharp sword. I mean, yeah, obviously it would cut him, but we need something that's going to really gain us an advantage and not get him more angry at us. So from here, with a single-handed sword, I would really, take that step and get that hit into the strike, as well as try to press that sword and control that, hit the opposing sword with my buckler. Now, I'm basically assuming here that we're coming in and we're leading with the right leg, because we're doing this to gain a little bit more reach. There is the possibility that he might come into us and catch us, and we end up with the two swords. Let me make this a little bit. Okay, so we end up with the two swords offline. Okay, now I'm leading with this foot over there, so now I don't have, I mean, as far as generating power, I can step a little bit like that. Okay, so that lunge is going to help drive this into his head and make that Duplieren. So as I meet here, okay, I'll strike like that. So this is something that, in all my sword and buckler sparring, it's not an opportunity that comes up often, but it's something that you want to have, in your toolbox. You want to have this ability to, if the two swords are offline, okay, if the two swords are offline, you have the option of doing something. I mean, obviously one of the options is to try and wind up and angle in for a thrust. And like I said, this isn't that. This is to give you an additional option. Okay, it's not. I'm not even saying that this is the best option. It is just an additional option that is mentioned in the Lichtenauer system that is applicable to sword and buckler. It can definitely be applied. Especially if you step in and make that run. If you're fighting somebody that's always expecting you to, basically wind and thrust from the bind, basically, if you keep doing the same, if you keep attacking the same way all the time, your opponent is going to get, eventually, is going to learn to block those things. You'll learn to, to counter those things. So occasionally, you need to be able to throw in something different to get them to think about something else. So rather than just always come in, meet here, wind up and thrust in, I also want to have the option of Dupliering to make a cut, which is going to come in at a different angle. Again, something that they may not expect. So, something for you guys to think about, practice. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're not a member of my channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.